Hey guys, welcome to Maritime Punk. This week I'm heading over to Orange County, California to talk with Tara Hahn from one of my favorite ska outfits in recent years, Half Past Two. So thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. I didn't know we were one of your favorites. And now I'm like,
Seriously.
what?
You know, when you get into this like kind of rabbit hole of discovering bands, which is very easy nowadays with the internet, I've been kind of rediscovering my ska side. And I kind of started with the Interrupters, which led me to Bite Me Bambi, which led me to Half Past Two. And I've been just kind of trickling down that rabbit hole. So it's kind of cool to
There's a
be able
lot
to,
to listen to. Yeah. Like
yeah.
I agree. I learn about new bands and stuff all the time, which is exciting
Mhm.
because for a while there were not a lot of new ska bands.
No.
So
Yeah, it kind of comes
you
and
got
goes in
into it at a
waves.
good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Artless evidence, you don't want to fight. Oh, I ran tonight. I've laughed at the past, no one to believe. Still the door will lock.
So take me back to when you first started listening to music, whatever it was at that time. Can you tell me a bit about some of your earlier influences and maybe how it kind of led you into the stuff you like now?
Well, actually, I mean, when I was growing up, I was very sheltered by my parents, so I was really only listening to like their kind of music, I feel like, until about middle school. And I got into like some of the first music that I got to listen to myself and pick was like punk and ska music. And I wrote a song about it, Heather, but I had my aunt Heather was only a few years older than me. I was in middle school and she was in high school. And when I was 12, she started taking me to like punk and ska shows at like all ages venues. And that's pretty much like how I got started. So like I was in the beginning because I grew up in Orange County, and that's where everything was like popular and happening. I was listening to a lot of Real Big Fish and like early No Doubt, and I was listening to like a lot of like Offspring. And actually, I bought a boombox when I was in third grade. With I like pooled my money just so I could listen to the radio and try and hear Basket Case by Green Day.
Yeah.
And like those are all like my very earliest memories of just like trying to choose music
Hmm.
for myself. But yeah, like just going to say Ferris is still like my favorite ska
Hmm.
band and stuff. And I grew up, like I said, when I was like 12 or 13. Like those are some of my very first shows and my first CDs.
Yeah.
And then like in high school, I sort of got away from it a little bit because it was cool to listen to like early emo and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I don't know, and like hardcore that was
Yeah.
more popular when I got to high school. Yeah, but then after high school is when we started taking this band like a little more seriously. So my world has pretty much just been ska music. I mean, I listened to a lot of music.
Yeah.
Um, I would say almost a lot of people say this. I listen to like probably a little bit of everything except I am not like a country fan.
Hmm.
Sorry, people that listen to country music. I'm just not like a big of a fan. Um, but yeah, and the early days were mostly like punk and ska and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, California's always been kind of a hotbed for amazing punk music, ska music, and it must be really inspiring to be surrounded by so many amazing bands because you're right in the mecca of what's happening and where it's at. So it kind of adds a bit of competition to be able to break out, but at the same time, you can rub elbows with some of the best in the biz.
Well, my high school it was so weird. So not at the same time as me, but Aaron Barrett and Scott K, they met and at my high school and they went to high school at I went to Los Alamitos High School here in Orange County. Monique Powell from Say Ferris, she went to my high school. the guys in RX Bandits, they went to my high school. When I was younger, they were called Pharmaceutical Bandits.
Okay.
Like they were like my neighbors and stuff. Like it was just like if there's a hot pot, like I feel like I was like literally like in the soup, like right there. And then Aaron from Real Big Fish produced our first EP and our first album when we were, teenagers.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when you say rubbing elbows, yeah, we're in there. We're like pretty wedged in there with all these people that were like our idols, basically. So that was always neat.
Those school talent shows must have been lit. It must have been like almost like Warped Tour, just going to the auditorium for talent show day.
No, they were older than us, but Half Past Two actually formed for a talent show. The band wasn't called Half Past Two yet, but that's the other thing. Like, we started this band for a talent show, and when we changed the name, we were still in high school, and we changed it to Half Past Two because that was the time we got out of school. Okay. And like now it's been 20 years, and it's just like too wholesome to be like cool anymore. We're just like. But when you're that young and you start a band, you really don't think you're gonna be like 19 years down and like.
We need to future-proof this for 30 years down the road.
Yes, like where was my DeLorean to tell myself like go back then and be like, hey, by the way, like you're still gonna be playing ska music in 19 years, so be careful what you name your band. That's always like something I tell like bands, like younger bands that I meet, because actually our drummer in the band right now is in high school, and I always tell her that because her other band is called TI-85, which is like a calculator you use in high school, and I'm always like, you might want to reconsider your band name, but like if you want to run with it, like go for it.
Yeah, I'd say these days if you can find a band name that hasn't been taken, you just grab it.
True. I would tell like new ska bands like, please try and keep your name like not a ska pun would be ideal. But I mean, if you like it, I support it.
Yeah. I mean, you can just put like skankin' anything, like skankin' coasters, skankin' pies.
That's true, but you can't use a pickle.
I know that one. That's what I was kind of leading to, but
yeah,
it's been
just
done.
Don't use pickle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can it be challenging trying to tour, doing shows out of town when you have so many members in a ska band compared to a band that may be a three-piece trying to make it work around people's day jobs, their family life? How challenging is that?
Okay, well, Half Past Two is actually very like new to touring. We have been a band for a long time, but we haven't really done a lot of traveling. But this year we're going on like a big US tour with a lot of dates, and but last year we did go out with Mustard Plug for like a Midwest tour of their like album. It was like an album release thing, and one of the things I learned is just that it's kind of difficult. Schedules, of course, are difficult, but one of the things that's difficult is just like the sleeping situation and like the van situation, because if you're a three-piece, like, and you get a van, like everybody gets their own seat practically. Exactly. You can like sleep in the van, you can lie down. Like when there's 8 of you, or like 7, 8, 9 of you, depending on how many people are going with you, you're kind of like sardined in there. You better like each other, basically, and you have to sort of like figure out the sleeping situation. Like it's been difficult. We've been like trying to do Airbnbs instead of using hotel rooms, just because it can get expensive to get like 3 hotel rooms,
Exactly.
It is fun though, because there's a lot more jokes and just like funny experiences and stuff to be had, and then you kind of find out too who in the band is like really helpful or like needs extra time to wake up, they're really grumpy, or who's really good at finding the cool snacks like at the gas station. And
it's like you're unlocking their powers. Once you go on tour, you start to figure out what roles everybody has. So, okay, you're the driver.
Exactly.
You're the one that finds those like hidden gem record stores. You're the one that does this.
Yes, exactly. That is what it is. There are hidden powers. I'm going to start saying that to
Yeah.
everybody in the band. Like, oh, that's such a good hidden power. That's such a good power. That's a good
Maybe
way to think about it, too.
maybe on the next LP on the back, you could put the names of everybody, what they play, and their power.
Yeah, yes, their superpower, what they're really good at. Besides playing their instrument,
Exactly.
what are they really good at? What makes them most useful in the band?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would be. Oh no, I'm not very useful, I don't think.
You're like, this is going to make me look bad. Maybe we can't do this.
It is. They might be like, yeah, you know what? It's right. Tara is expendable.
She attracts stray cats in every town.
Yeah. No,
gotta be
actually, some
something.
people in the band might like that, though. You
Yeah,
know,
true.
some people are animal people. Yeah.
So
They'll just be like, Tara's feet stink or something.
we can't all be Superman.
No, it's true.
So you guys recently signed with Bad Time Records and announced a new upcoming album. Tell me what this means to you and how excited you are going into 2024 with this news.
Well, we've wanted so badly to be a part of Bad Time Records since probably like 2000. That's when I sort of like noticed what they were doing at Bad Time and the bands and like the caliber of bands that were on Bad Time. And we actually got rejected the first time because we had an album that came out in 2021, like before this album, and we sent it to Mike, who runs the label, and he was like, thanks, but no thanks. And then we were just like, darn, okay. But you know, we have a lot of friends on the label, and we kind of understood what we were missing to be on the label. And basically it was just like, we're too happy. Like we're too peppy. And we had a joke that we used to call ourselves bubblegum ska because like a troll on the internet had like said that before, like, oh, this is like bubblegum music. And we're like, yeah, we're bubblegum ska. And that was one of the things that sort of turned Bad Time off from us, was just like that they're a little more like cool. I would
had
say
to turn the pop down a little bit. A little more.
Yeah,
edge.
just a little bit. I mean, there's still a lot of pop on our album because that's just like kind of who we are. But we started working with a new producer because we've worked with the same producer for, you know, this entire time, basically. David Irish over at Pot of Gold Studios here in Orange County. And he does Real Big Fish, and he was like head of house for Interrupters and all this stuff. So we were still getting like the really like the best experience, but we, like I said, it was the entire time we had been a band, we were with the same producer. So we started working with Reed Wolcott, who is the lead singer of the band We Are the Union. And she, one of the first things she did was like tell me specifically, like, you gotta get deeper. Like you have to write some like angry, moody 2:30 songs. And I was like, what? That's just not me. Like if anybody knows me, I'm just like, I'm the good time person.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Have
just
a good
ready
day.
to like, oh yeah, have a good day. And like, you know, I'm supportive, and like I guess maybe that's my superpower, just like be positive. But yeah, Reed was like, I want to see like a darker side. So yeah, this album was really interesting in that way, where I had to like, I felt like I went like the complete other way, like for me personally, because there are some songs on this album that like when I listen to them, they like make me cry. I don't think other people will get that, because I mean, it's ska music, and that's kind of what ska music is like good at, is taking these like serious subjects or like dark things and sort of making them yeah, like you want to dance to it. It's like a little more like these dark emotions are a little more palpable, I guess. But yeah, so but you know what, that did something for Bad Time. Like when I sent the album to Bad Time, I spent like a week on my email little proposal, and I sent it over, and me and my bandmates like high-fived, and we're like, okay, we'll give him a week to give us an answer. It took 3 hours. Mike listened to it, and he said he listened to 3 songs, and he was like, I love it. Let's do it. I was like, what? It wasn't that easy. I'm just kidding. It wasn't easy. It took us 2 years to write this album. So, but yeah, so we are really excited. The album is still pretty true to like us, but it is also different than what we usually do.
I mean, if you think about it, really, you were sending out all this happy material to a record label called Bad Time Records.
Yeah, okay. Touche.
No, just joking. So the latest video, Dominoes, that I was able to take a peek at, it was completely shot in a pool, basically. So what was it like shooting a music video in a pool setting, and did the water or anything like that pose any problems or troubles while you were shooting?
It was interesting because while I feel like I'm a proficient swimmer, swimming in a dress is like a completely different beast. It's a totally another, it's like an animal all in its own, because you're just like being dragged down by this dress and you're treading water. I was so tired after this day. Yeah, it was exhausting. It was fun, and everybody in the video, the other people that were in the video with me in the white dresses, they were all troopers. Everybody had a really good attitude, and so that made it good too. But the person that created the video, directed it, shot it, edited it is my best friend, Ray Mystic. And they had the idea because I have 2 kids, and I took them to a water park, and I wanted to take pictures of them to preserve the memories. And I bought like this little like pouch for my phone. It was like literally like a plastic bag. Yeah. And I like was taking videos of my kids underwater, and Ray was like, how are you doing that? And I was like, oh, it's literally like this plastic bag that I got for my phone. Like, and they were like, and you just did that on your iPhone? I was like, yeah. I mean, usually they use like full on, because they do a lot of this sort of stuff. So they were just like, oh, maybe we could do a whole music video like that. And I was like,
that's what you shot it on?
Yeah, on an iPhone, like with this little plastic bag, like thing that goes on your phone. Yeah, it turned out great. But normally Ray would be using like a really expensive camera with like housing and stuff like that. But Ray was like, yes. I obviously a lot of it is Ray's aesthetic, their eye, their imagination and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I would like to put out there to other people that like to make videos or music videos or are in a band, like, you don't necessarily need like the fanciest stuff to do it, as long as, you know, you have, like I said, like a vision or like talent.
I'm paper torn in half, broken by the whiplash. The knife comes at you fast. I don't wanna think about you. You're always on the stereo, 'cause every time I think about you, I fall like dominoes. Fall like dominoes.
The pool belongs to my drummer's grandparents, and they watched the video and they're like, they're so cute. They're like, that's our pool. Like, they were just so excited. Like, wow, it looks so good. But the funny thing about the pool was, like, all day I knew something was different about it. I was swimming in it, and like my eyes felt different, and like the water was like, it kept coming out of my nose like in a way that like I just wasn't used to. It was a saltwater pool, I found out at the end of the day. I was like, what in the world is happening here?
It's like a neti pot rinse for a full day.
Exactly. It was just like every time I came out of the water, it was just like whoosh, like out of my face. They were like, how do you feel? Does your skin feel nice? And I was like, why? And they're like, oh, it's a saltwater pool. I'm like, Oh, thank you. I would have loved to know that because I thought maybe like I needed to go to the doctor because I was like, why is all this water coming out of my face? But yeah, that was interesting. I don't know how excited I would be to do it again,
Mm.
but because like I said, it was just tiring. And then we threw 2 packs of like playing cards, paper playing cards, into the pool and like dominoes and stuff. So then we also had to like fish all that stuff
Yeah.
out
And it's harder
at
to
the end.
swim down deeper into salt water, isn't it? Doesn't it kind of change the buoyancy and make you float easier?
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's probably why it was hard too. Because the reason it was a saltwater pool is it's like a volleyball pool or uh like a water
Yeah, yeah,
polo sort of situation, I guess. Because their grandkids do stuff
yeah,
like that. So that makes sense.
yeah.
I didn't even like consider that.
Some
Good
science
job,
here.
Jeff. Okay, well, yeah, there's some science on this
Yeah.
podcast too.
So let's go in. I have a little rapid fire question game here, so I'm just gonna ask a few quick
Okay.
ones. You don't have to elaborate. Don't overthink it. Just a
Okay.
few of these. So, favorite album?
Favorite album of all time?
I mean, in this moment, what would you say? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
Kylie Minogue's X.
Okay. Favorite feel good song?
Oh my god. Favorite feel good song? I don't know. Oh my god, these are hard. Like all this I'm a musician. All the songs
I
are just
know.
like tumbling through my head right now. Favorite feel good song. I like Sunday Morning by No Doubt.
Okay, that's a good one.
I don't know if that's a feel good song, but it makes me feel good when I
Yeah.
hear it.
Okay, so you're feeling down, shitty day. Your depressing song. What's that?
Oh my gosh, a depressing song. This is so hard.
Or
I guess
when you feel that way, do you tend to gravitate to play something that'll make you feel better?
no, I guess lately if I'm feeling like sad or something, I listen to like the radio department maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicest band in the world.
The nicest band in the world. The nicest band in the world is Catbite.
Okay.
They're on our label, but they're so nice. I
Yeah.
love being around them. They're nice.
Favorite movie.
Oh, my favorite movie? My favorite movie is The Sandlot.
That's a good one. I feel like we're in the same age group as I ask some of these questions. Favorite food.
French fries.
Okay. Just regular, like straight cut French fries.
Yeah, I just like French fries. Okay, I do have to give a stupid side explanation
Okay.
to this. When I was growing up, I used to get magazines, like in middle school and stuff. I used to get magazines, and I always told myself when I grow up and I'm a rock star, when somebody asks me what's my favorite, because that's what they do in magazines. They like list their favorite things. They'll be like, Avril Lavigne, what's your favorite food? And then she's like pizza or whatever. You know what I mean? And I was always like, when it's my turn, I'm going to say French fries. So like you just helped me
I know.
fill like I can check that off my bucket
It
list.
came full circle.
So. Yes, I'm having such a good time already with these questions.
And last question. Dream job outside of music. If you could pick any job, and not have to go to school, you would just drop right into this career, what would you pick?
I literally have always just wanted to be a musician, but my dream job would probably be something in entertainment. I mean, I've also worked in entertainment. I used to be on a kids show and stuff.
Okay. So just staying in.
So I guess I would like to go back. I guess I would like to go back to that. Would
Okay.
be cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe produce some music videos for some bands too.
Oh yeah, that would be fun too. I would like that too. Maybe make music videos. I love music videos. I like watching them. If there was a job to just like watch music videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like if I could be like Carson Daly a la like early 2000s, like yeah, I would love to be a video like a VJ,
Yeah.
like or something like that. I've actually that's my answer because I've wanted to do something that doesn't exist anymore, I feel like, but if it was a job, like, oh, dream job.
It's so sad because even like my kids, to explain to them how amazing it was to be able to just sit there and watch videos. Well, they're like, well, now you can just go on YouTube and pick which one you want. And I was like, you don't get it though. Like, I would sit there with my like VCR or DVD player, and when my song came on, it's like record. And then I ended up with these kind of like mixtapes of music videos that you were so proud of.
And then like after school coming home and like watching to see like if anything moved like up and down, like I don't know, like all those things, making the video, you know, even I get nostalgic for stupid things like pop-up video. I was like, I said that I think to my friend Ray, I was like, we should do a music video that is like reminiscent of pop-up video. Like my friends had never heard about it, and I was like, oh yeah, pop-up video. It's basically like a music video with like Snapple facts. And they were like, what's a Snapple fact? I'm like, okay, never mind. It was a dumb idea. Like, forget it. we don't need to do this video idea. But no, yeah, video VJ. I do wish like there was something out there like that. Like a show, even just like maybe that does exist like on YouTube or something. Maybe. But I don't know.
I feel like people would just skip everything until, like, with short attention spans, they wouldn't even listen to you. It's like, let's just go to
I know, but that was sort of like how those shows were too, where like you would watch and they wouldn't play every video all the way through, like on those shows. Of course, there were like times of the day where you could just like watch music videos to abandon, like it like in the morning and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I miss that. I actually when everybody was like during the pandemic, when everybody was doing everything online, like I had an idea like that. Like I wanted to start a Twitch channel where I just like showed music videos and like people could like vote on them, just like TRL or something.
That'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Support it. I support that.
Okay. I have Jeff.
One subscriber.
So there you go. Yes.
That's awesome. So thanks so much for chatting with me. The new album, Talk Is Killing Me, will be out April 19th. Looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll catch up again sometime.
Yep. Thank you.